The Lebatard Show here on ESPN Radio. George and Izzy in for Dan and Stugotz. Welcome in, buddy.
Thanks. Pleasure to be here. Pleasure.
ESPN Radio, by the way, is presented by Progressive Insurance. Last year, over 3 million drivers switched to Progressive. Call or click today and find out if you could save. It is time for Straight Talk, by the way, presented by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, half the cost. And you got some stuff straight up that you want to get off your chest, apparently.
I don't know if I do. Is there anything else that we want to talk about that will preempt me or not allow me to just go ahead and
discuss? The floor is yours. Just go.
Hi, George.
Hello.
Hi, everyone back there. So I was so excited yesterday.
Yes.
Going into first of all, it's Tuesday. It's People versus OJ night. It was a big night.
It was.
So we knew we were getting Courtney B. Vance today.
Yes.
And, I go through my day. And it's actually kind of funny because, I was thinking about this yesterday, and Dan complains about this whole morning thing. I was basically thinking about how quickly the day kind of goes. Now, this is not to compare it for people who actually work 9 to 5 jobs. But you go, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., right? Mm-hmm. And didn't have a ton else to do yesterday. Went and got a haircut, went home, went to the gym, picked up some food, went to play basketball a little bit. No, I'm pretty sure that's just anger swelling inside me. And then you realize, wow, it's the end of the night, and I'm going to watch people, and then I'm going to just knock out. And tomorrow's going to be awesome because I get to talk to Courtney. And so I even took off every single morning so far, and this is sort of Stugotz, I'm sure, can relate to this. Every morning I've taken off about 5 to 10 minutes earlier than the previous morning now, because it's just not only do I realize that potential nonsense could happen on the drive down, but I just want to be here a little earlier.
Sure.
And so it just so happens every morning so far it's gotten progressively worse.
Yeah.
And today was just, it was the worst. It was the absolute worst. It's the worst traffic I've been in 22 years driving down in South Florida.
In any city.
No,
you
I
travel.
And driving anywhere in the country.
Yeah, you travel across the country. You
I was there for
everywhere.
almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
And
then the drive normally is about 40 minutes.
About 40, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And so, it's piled on top of on everything as I'm listening to you. And I'm looking at my GPS, right? And so it's about 8:20, 8:25, and GPS still, it's red everywhere because of traffic. And it still says in there, you're going to get there in about 45 minutes. I'm like, cool, I missed the first segment of the local hour.
Yeah.
Still get to talk to Courtney. Psyched. I'm sitting here while I'm standing still, reading I know so many things about Courtney B. Vance, you have no idea. I watched the scene. I tried to watch the scene from Hamburger Hill where he was telling them how to brush their teeth.
Yeah.
But that's when my phone started acting up because in these crowded areas.
Yeah.
Thank you, AT&T. My phone doesn't seem to work very well.
Right. It's like when you're at a stadium or an arena. That happens. You can't use the phone.
So there's that. And all right, it's okay, fine, I'll just listen to George. And it's interesting, obviously. I'm listening to you guys. And there's something that I always do when I'm in these situations, whether it be a frustrating traffic situation or something like that. There's this excerpt from a commencement speech by the late David Foster Wallace, and it's called This Is Water. It's a little 9-minute segment of it, right? You've heard it, right, Mike?
This is a weird venting session.
No. Here's what's funny.
Quoting David Foster Wallace.
I love it, though.
Just keep going, man.
It's something I do. Look,
get it all out, man.
That whole thing is about. I'm going to finish. I'm not even going to let Mike distract me. I'm going to finish. That whole thing is basically about how you have an opportunity to think in situations like this. Your default setting is to be frustrated.
Yes.
It's to think the world revolves around you and that everybody is in your way.
Yeah.
And basically the freedom of thinking, the actual education and thinking allows you to have a different setting. It allows you to think of things differently. Maybe this is all some sort of cosmic whatever, sort of all one in the universe, yada, yada. And while that might not be true, at least you're thinking of it differently.
Yeah.
And because the alternative is unconsciousness. The alternative is...
this is basically like Kanye tweeting right
now. It's a default setting. That's exactly what this is. Right? And so it makes you... I'm going to power through this. You're not going to do this to me, Mike. And so... I that's what I always do in this situation. And not always, but more often than not. I always try to do this in this situation. And this one being the worst traffic I've ever been in, I tried to do it. And I tried to sort of go zen and just... Did it help? My phone wasn't working.
Oh,
I couldn't listen to it. I've never been more frustrated in my life. In my life until I got to the point in the accident where there is the traffic all, and you
And
see
it flows.
No. I mean, there's a motorcycle accident. The motorcycle is still on the road, so clearly there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Terrible. Something terrible happened to somebody. Gives you all this kind of perspective, and then all of a sudden you feel like a jerk for being mad for 3 hours.
Right.
And then you're beating yourself up for that. But now I'm here. And I still don't get to talk to Courtney B. Vance.
All right, that's it.
Well, that was a good set.
Izzy! Give it up for Izzy!
Yeah, topic of the day. That's the topic of the day right there. Topic of the day.
There's some straight talk right there.
Straight Talk Wireless, nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable networks. So I guess we probably shouldn't transition to why the NFL free agency is kind of overrated.
No,
right?
nope. I think we need a couple minutes to digest this. How did you experience Mr. Vance?
Oh, I thought he was great. I was just and you'll hear it in an hour or so. We, you know what? I don't want to give it.
Oh,
up
that's right.
because we're gonna air it in an hour because only the local audience got a chance to hear
We
it.
didn't really want to give away that it was taped.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to happen because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I don't really
What
think
are you
anyone
going to
would
explain?
know
What,
it. Like,
Mike, as Mike's super producer over there, what would have been your reasoning if somebody asked where I went for those 15 minutes?
yeah,
had
I
to-
was sort of counting on no one asking.
Or you had to poop.
Oh, always a good one.